If you create content for social media to really drive traffic towards your business, I don't need to tell you, it takes a buttload of time, especially if you're trying to show up on all the different platforms. In today's video, I'm going to share my tricks to create way more content in far less time by taking one piece of content and repurposing the crap out of it. With these hacks, you're going to be able to take that one piece of content and turn it into up to 20 pieces of content without spending your life chained to your laptop. If that sounds like it's going to make your content creation life a whole lot easier, then keep on watching. If you're new around here, my name is Melinda Kitto, but you can call me Mel. And if you want marketing and messaging tips to help you stand out online and sell your offers with ease, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Now, when it comes to business, and let's face it, life in general, I'm a big fan of finding the easiest way of doing things. And the same goes for creating content. So step one is to ask yourself, what is the easiest form of content for you to create? Maybe you love writing and you can pump out an absolutely awesome blog post in no time. Maybe you love to do live stream and all of your best ideas come to you when you're right there on the spot. Whatever it is for you, I want you to choose your favorite form of content, and that is going to become your central content piece. For me, the easiest form of content creation is definitely video. I just find writing harder to do. So I use my YouTube videos as my central piece of content. So that means when it comes to creating content, each week I will spend the majority of my time and energy and effort creating this one piece of content, and everything else will stem from that. Let me know in the comments what form of content you love to create. What comes most easily for you, and what type of content do you really struggle with? So step one is to decide what that central piece of content is going to be, and then go ahead and create it. Step two is to start to break that piece of content down. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how I do that with my YouTube videos to create up to 20 pieces of unique content, and how you can do the same even if you're starting with written content instead of video. Now, one important element of my YouTube videos is to get a transcript of that video so that I can upload it as subtitles. But that transcript is about to make my life a whole lot easier. I use rev.com to get really accurate transcriptions, but you can also try temi.com, which is actually Rev's little sister. Now, Temi is a fair bit cheaper than Rev, but it is less accurate because Temi is using a computer to generate the transcription, whereas Rev uses a real person. But if you've got time to kind of go through and correct any little inaccuracies, Temi is a really affordable alternative. Once I have that transcript, now I can start to break the content down. And here's a few ways that I do that. Number one is I'll use that transcript to create a blog post. I usually need to edit it slightly to kind of tighten it up a little bit, and sometimes I've got to change the language to actually make it work in a blog. But if I had tried to sit down and write that blog from scratch, it would probably take me 3 hours of mostly procrastination, whereas this way it takes me about 15 minutes. That blog post goes up on my website, and then I can come across to platforms like Facebook and Instagram and actually point people towards that blog. Now, if you started with a blog instead of a video, all you're going to do is reverse engineer that process. So you're going to use your blog as the basis of a script for your video. And then the rest of these steps are pretty much the same. Number two is next I'm going to go through that transcript and start to highlight single statements that I feel could make really powerful standalone quotes. So for this particular transcript, I'm going to choose a single statement like, prioritize being clear over being clever. So I'm going to go through the whole transcript and I'm going to try to find 4, maybe 5 of those single statements that could work as standalone quotes. Now either you or maybe your VA can take those quotes and turn them into a really cool image that you can use on Facebook or Instagram. Now, a little bonus tip here, especially if you're doing this side of things yourself, is to go into a program like Canva and create maybe 3 or 4 background templates that are ready to go. That way you can literally copy and paste those different quotes onto a different background, and boom, there's up to 5 pieces of content right there. The really awesome part about this approach is that you're not just grabbing random inspirational quotes from the internet. You're actually using your own words. And that is a far more effective way of driving traffic to your business rather than giving random dudes like Albert Einstein any more publicity. And if Twitter is your thing, you can also take those same quotes and turn them into tweets. I never really got into Twitter though. Am I too late? Number 3. Next, I'm going to go back to that transcript again, and I'm going to use a different color to start to highlight longer sections of text. And I can use those longer sections of text to create more written content. Now, these longer sections of text could be turned into a really great Facebook post. Maybe I could use it as a caption on Instagram. I could even use them to add value in a Facebook group, or maybe even post them on my LinkedIn profile. But again, I can usually take maybe 3 to 5 of those longer sections of text out of that transcript, Maybe I might need to tweak the wording slightly so that it makes sense as a standalone thing, but now I've got up to 5 unique pieces of content that I can schedule out across those different platforms. Now, if you have a VA or someone on your team that can help you, this process becomes even easier because all you need to do is just highlight those quotes or those longer sections of text and then just hand it over for them to work their magic and schedule out that content. But if you're not quite there yet, don't stress. Most of us content creators start out doing this all by ourselves. But you can start to put some of these workflows in place now so that when you are ready to bring on a team member, you already have these systems in place and you can just hand them right on over. Number 4, now I'm going to go back to the actual video itself, and I'm going to look for ways that I can maybe slice that up to create smaller pieces of video content. Now, I usually like to create a little bit of a teaser video so that I can promote my YouTube videos on either Facebook or maybe my Instagram stories. But you could also look for smaller chunks of your video that might work as standalone content. Think about how someone like Gary Vaynerchuk does this. He might have footage of a 10-minute phone conversation, but he'll slice that up and take these little 1-minute sound grabs to create standalone videos for Facebook and Instagram. Now, you can cheat a little bit here because you've already gone through your transcript and highlighted those longer sections of text. So you can use those sections as a guide for what kind of clips you might be able to pull out of the longer video. Now again, right there is another 3 to 5 unique pieces of content that you can create, all from making that one original blog or video. Number 5, now I'm going to look for other ways to continue that conversation around that original piece of content. You could create an email to promote that piece of content to your list. You could create pins on Pinterest that drive traffic towards that original piece of content. You could look at the comments that you get on that video and use that to inspire a really cool Q&A session on Facebook Live. You could take the audio and upload it to a podcast. You could create a content upgrade, a webinar, or maybe some kind of training session that helps people to dive even deeper into that topic. But you can very quickly see how that one piece of content can get sliced and diced and repurposed to create up to 20, maybe even more pieces of unique content. Now, by the way, you don't need to share all of that content all at once. You might take those 4 beautiful quote images and just schedule them to go out one at a time over the course of the next few weeks or even months. So you're just focusing the majority of your time and effort to create one amazing piece of content every single week, and then your repurposed content starts to organically fill the gaps in your content calendar. Now, that may still feel like a whole lot of work, especially if you're trying to do it all by yourself. But even if you could just start with one of those ideas, you're going to be creating a whole lot more content in a lot less time. Now I want to hear from you. So comment below and let me know which one of these ideas you want to try with your content so that it can start making its own little content babies. Now, if you're going to all that effort to create that central piece of content, you're going to want to make sure people actually click on it, right? So if you want to be able to craft really killer headlines and titles that get more eyeballs on your amazing content, then grab my free guide, which will give you some really simple formulas that will have you pumping out really clickable headlines in minutes. You can grab my free guide by clicking on this card, and I'll also put the link in the description below. If this video has been helpful for you, make sure to subscribe, share it around with your friends, and hit that like button so that I know you want to see more videos just like this one. For more messaging and marketing tips to help you stand out online and sell your offers with ease, check out these videos here, and you can also click right here to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh my god, my cheeks really hurt. Turn it up. I'm gonna try that one more time. One more. My god. One more time. Excuse me.